Let's go.
Come on, Cessna. You get back onto Cessna, and you get back onto Warrior, and you all begin riding back. Cessna, immediately, as soon as you all hit the road, bolts again.
I'm gonna link with Warrior, and I'm gonna be like, do you want to fly back, or do you want to run back?
You get the sense that he's good with whatever.
Let's just fly back. We're not going to keep up on the ground. We're have a better chance keeping up in the air.
Make another dexterity check.
I fall off as he's, that's a 6.
Once again, you are scraped through this tangle of massive branches as he takes off.
He do what he do.
Just scraped left and right. Agitating. But you are once again in the air. You both take actually 4 points of damage.
Each?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's -5 for each of us right now. No, if we have to battle later, we're fucked.
You just get scraped.
I will... For him, I have 4 points of healing hand, so I'm gonna heal him 4 points so he only has -1.
Okay.
But I'm fine.
Cessna rides faster and faster and faster. And right before you all get to the gate, she slows to a canter. Hey, let this out, let this out, like this, like this. Who's the weird one?
The one that flies?
Yeah.
His name is Warrior.
She actually stops. Looks back at you.
I didn't name him.
Keeps walking.
Man, I don't like this horse.
You don't know if you're not there.
Sophia does not like this horse.
Alright, we're just...
You all make it to the gate. You see the gate guards. They recognize
I just fly over top the gate and land in the courtyard in front of the...
Make a perception check.
Percept. Damn, there's gonna be people everywhere.
I just run over him, it's fine.
19.
19. As you're flying over, you see 2 people. What's that? Shut it down! 2 arrows go by.
They about to get a crossbow to their fucking face.
He's dealt him 5 points of damage as the arrow goes through his wing.
Oh no.
Do I just rolled that high perception. Where are they? They're about to get that ass beat.
They're on the wall.
Yeah, where? Where? They're about to get Eldritch Blast this ass.
On the right hand side of the gate.
Okay, I want to land near them. I want to land near that area. Can I see them from the ground? Like, where are they compared to, like, me when I, like, ride up?
Can you see them on the ground? I mean, yeah, it's not like a huge fortress. It's like a ladder leading up to a platform. You see two people with their bows kind of at their sides as they watch, and they're like, oh. one of them looks young, and one of them looks a little bit older. Kind of graying beard, slightly bald on top. The other one, the younger one, a sandy brown hair.
You can't make these people look cute to me. They just shot my horse, Madison. I don't care what they look like.
You always ask for these crazy descriptors. I'm just trying to...
Look, if they shoot my horse, don't worry about what they look like, okay? If they shoot my horse, don't worry about what they look like.
I'm just throwing it out.
This could be Zeus himself, and I'm still gonna fucking electrocute the fuck out of him. Okay? I'm gonna just kind of like ride up, and I just like glowering. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you all?
The kid just kind of looks like, it's my first day. They told us to watch for things in the airs and around.
look, I'm like waiting for a good explanation because this is not a good explanation.
Like, we're supposed to guard the town. We're supposed to protect it from things that fly and things that walk and things that come up and we don't know what they are.
Well, maybe you should use your fucking brain and wait till, I don't know, you know what it is before you just go shooting people down from the air?
The older gentleman comes up, places his hand on the kid's shoulder, and is like, "It was my arrow, and perhaps you should have flown lower. We're not used to seeing such flying creatures around."
How much lower do you want me to go? You want me to run into your wall and knock it down?
Preferably, you should ride into town.
I don't have to ride into town.
At this point, one of the captains comes up, just sees what's going on, and he's like, "Look, we have rules. We're supposed to be watching the guards. We're supposed to be watching the gates, watching the air, watching the swamps."
I'm just curious as to why this is happening now when I've already flown in and out of this city for the past 2 days. Were you not watching for the past 2 days?
They're new.
One of them is, not the other one.
And the one guy looks and he's like, I've been gone for the past 2 days working in the fields.
I guess maybe there should be a little better communication around here.
She looks like sternly at you, the guard. She's like, maybe you should be a little bit more conscious of other people as they're trying to just do their jobs. They don't know. Do you have some kind of crest saying that you're friendly?
Maybe next time you should lay out the rules for
Did
newcomers.
you let them know that you might be flying in? Maybe giving us a little bit of a heads up would let us know to keep our eyes open and make sure nothing like this happens again.
How about we compromise and newcomers should know the rules before you go shooting them down?
This is our town.
Then you should tell people about your rules in your town if you want people to follow them.
We've never had a flying horse come in.
Well, now you have. And I just turn and walk away. I'll make sure I let you know next time.
Please do.
Nora just went straight to the stables.
That's fine.
She was letting Susana.
They let you in. You just hear your cousin shouting at people.
Oh my god, that's normal.
That's normal. Thanks.
We had a nice calming session in the woods. Nice.
Hey, I was gonna Eldritch Blast him, so they're lucky I just yelled at him.
Yes. I take her to the stables. I'm like, you did a good job today, Sasana. I will go get you an apple now.
Yes. I like apples.
I'm gonna go back up to the room and get her an apple.
You go, you open the door, and you see Zoom is currently polishing his armor. No, you're supposed to. No, get under the skin.
Good morning.
No. How are you?
Doing fine. Went for an early morning run with Sasana.
Yeah, the crazy one. How's that been going?
Oh, she just likes to run very fast. It
Alright,
makes her happy, so that's
Seem
what
to be
I
getting
do.
on with it pretty good.
Yes, I like her. I'm getting her an apple right now.
I see. Well, I think Zoom and I are actually going to try and do a little bit of hunting today. So, just gonna go off into the woods. Couple of hours. Should be back before dark.
Okay. Sorry,
And then
that was Mackenzie. Sorry.
Alright.
Okay, sorry. Alright, yeah, that sounds like a nice thing to do. I'm gonna be busy all day, but I look forward to hearing about your adventures later. Kind of nod.
Zoom nods and smiles. He kind of points at the armor as he's polishing it. She's like, "You're getting it all over." No, like this. She jumps over. Just kind of begins showing him. He's never had really nice armor, and she's actually teaching him how to take care of the different pieces.
Nora's very happy that he's taking care of it.
He looks away sheepishly, and he kind of gives a little.
Oh, he's so adorable.
Alright, and then are Talal and Jin and Spice awake? Are they just? I'm just
Yes,
like
they are.
as a kid.
Talal is currently in the throes of brewing. He doesn't acknowledge that you come in until after he's finished what he's doing. He kind of pushes his goggles up. Good morning.
Good morning.
He's so adorable too.
I just
love him.
wanted to.
Did you have a strange dream last night? I feel like there's something strange that might happen. No, just kidding.
No dreams.
I did nothing wrong.
No mistakes made in an alternate reality. Yes. Well, I'm going back out. I'll be gone for most of the day at the forge.
Alright.
Keep the door.
Do be careful. If you happen to be out and about, maybe look for some additional herbs and spices.
I'll come back to her.
They would definitely help.
Alright. Will do.
I'm working on something right now. I think it would help benefit you. It's not quite done yet, but who knows?
Oh.
Pushes his goggles back
Mhm.
over his face and continues grinding. And you see as he's carefully kind of sifting and pouring this brown substance in, it stays at the top before changing the entire color of the beaker. He takes a flinching step back initially, taps it once, and then continues working.
Oh dear. I don't know. I'll say that while I'm in this stable, like, so did the arrow go like through his wing or like through like
Yeah, just through his wing.
like just through his feathers? Like it wasn't real.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, through his feathers.
Okay.
It's just a quick. It was a really lucky shot.
Yeah, if they'd hurt my horse, they probably would be dead. I'd take the whole city guard down with me. I'm going to. I don't have any more healing hands, so I'm just going to. Is it bleeding at all?
It is.
I'm gonna like take some of the herbs that I have that like.
How many do you have left?
Not that many, but probably enough, a little bit, just to like chew and just kind of like put on there a little bit.
Yeah, maybe enough for one dose. Maybe. It's a little bit shy. You've kind of chewed through a lot of your supplies recently.
Yeah.
You still have moss, but when it comes to the yarrow, when it comes to the other spices and herbs that you have,
I'm gonna like take like some water and a rag and like kind of clean the area really well, and then I'll just kind of like dab what I have on there, and then just make them a nice warm bran mash with the oats and stuff. And just kind of like pet him and just be like, I'm sorry that happened. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again. And I put his blankie back on.
he looks at you so pitifully as he limply hangs his wing. He's such a chicken.
He's such a little... Oh, I can't. Ah, I love him so much though. It's fun. Good boy. I'll give him a little massage, just like a few minutes, just like on his neck and his back a little bit. Perception check. Is there anybody else around?
Sure.
Being snoopy. I don't like people watching me. That's a tainted 20.
Tainted one. Right as you're getting about the end of your cleaning regiment, you do see Adriel and Zoom come into the stables.
Okay.
They come by and give a wave of acknowledgement. Zoom kind of looks and smiles at you a little bit bashfully.
And I just kind of like give him like a smile and a wave. And then I guess I'll just like, I'll kind of turn to Adriel. Oh God. And I turn to Adriel and I'm like, are you all headed off today?
We are. I think we're going to go out to try and do a little bit of hunting. See if we might get some nice meat for the road.
Oh, well, if you need anything, let me know.
Will do. I'll take good care of him. She kind of gives him a little cuff just on his chin.
Wait a second. Did I already... I would have been down before them and given Sultana her apple. I was going to say something to Talavin.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
You come in before them.
Yeah, I was going to tell her about I was speaking with Willow yesterday, Willow from the Forge, he overheard me talking to Wyatt about...
You told me that the night before when I told you about the Jacob thing.
Yes, but I think I'm going to go ask some questions to the other Forge if you wanted to come.
Yeah, I was gonna do a little bit of shopping with Jin in the morning. Do you want to meet late afternoon and do that?
Yes, we can do that.
Okay, I'll come find you when I'm done shopping then.
Alright, I'll be in the Forge.
Okay.
That's
You
what I
get
do.
off the Forge.
Yeah.
Adriana and Zoom both take off towards the front gates. Going off hunting. You make it to the Forge and you see kind of a burlier female as she's currently just pounding at what looks like it's meant to be some kind of pullback shield. As she's you see the sparks flying off of her leather aprons, flailing around her.
Damn.
Takes it, dips it, sets it up, and her back is to you. She doesn't know that you're behind her.
This is the same Forge that I've been going to, right?
I thought you said you went to the other Forge.
No, we're going to that one. I'm gonna go shopping with Jin, and then I'm gonna come get Nora, and then we're gonna go to that one. Sorry, Madison.
This is fine. It's all fine.
But you can redo that when we go later.
No, I'm not doing it. No, I'm not. You see Willow is actually working currently on some leather. Currently punching holes, getting ready to lace together different elements. He sees you coming in with someone new. You can see he kind of tenses slightly. It's a slow nod.
Who's with me?
I'm not with her. I'm still in the... I'm sorry, Madison. I said I was going shopping with Jin, and then later on I would come to the Forge to find her so we could go to the other Forge. I'm still in the stable.
Alright.
I'm sorry. We said it, but it was kind of like quick, and we were kind of saying it to each other.
Alright. Alright, yeah.
It's just me.
And technically he would know me because I was there making my talisman the other day.
He also knows that he overheard something he wasn't supposed to and sees two strange traveling people, or would have seen two strange traveling people together, who probably are privy to the same information. He tenses nonetheless.
Okay, he can tense.
He can do that.
And nod. Good morning.
Morning.
Still have to make those saddles and stuff, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna crocodile, sternum, sword, or saddles for horses first.
I mean, the saddles are just kind of basic. They could probably be the easiest.
Okay, I'll go ahead. I'll do some leather work, and I need to make... Was it 2 saddles?
2 saddles and 2 bridles.
Okay, 2 saddles.
And I already had all the stuff cut out for you.
Oh, right.
A little bit.
She did cut it out.
I had it all set out for you.
Okay, I'm making 2 saddles and 2 bridles today.
Okay. This essentially would be it's like a tinkering or smithy skill check, so go ahead and add because you're working with the leather, it would be dexterity. As you're fishing through
Yeah, that's good.
the
Yes.
different pieces, as you're trying to bend and fold the leathers in specific ways,
Okay.
you're trying to pin them together while also stitching them.
Yes, I'm going to cast guidance on myself because I like it. And then it's proficiency bonus, you said, and dexterity. Okay.
Yeah.
25.
25. The pieces align perfectly.
I did a good job.
At record speed, you are able to lace, able to fold, able to bend the leather in the appropriate manners. And before you know it, within actually probably it does take a while. I'd say about 2.5 to 3 hours, you have one full set complete.
Woo. That's pretty good.
You
That's
have
pretty good.
You have one saddle and one bridle.
Okay, I'm gonna do the other one.
In record time, that was a killer roll.
Yeah.
In record time, everything aligns. It's functional. It looks nice. It's not like the $1 million saddles you've ever seen, but it definitely looks nicer than the old cracked ones that you rode into town on.
And it would be more comfortable for the horses because it's custom fit.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And it's got padding in it.
Yeah.
Alright, next one.
Okay, next one. Guidance and rules and dexterity and
Oof.
12.
Whose did you work on first?
Huh?
Whose did you work on first?
Mine.
Okay.
Terrible. You're a terrible person.
Well,
12.
this next one takes you the rest of the evening, actually.
It's probably bigger because it zooms.
It takes you close to about 5-6 hours. Something about the pieces, something about you trying to align different parts. Some of it just isn't lining up, and you go to bend, you strap different areas together, you try and fit some of these, and there's just this little bit of crimping, a little bit of
A lot of
maybe
finagling.
maybe the holes were a little bit too far away, maybe the leather that you used to bind it together was too thick. But there's a couple of kiss marks
Aww.
on both sides. It's not overly noticeable, but it did take you twice as long, and it doesn't look as good.
Okay.
But it's still functional. It's not going to hurt the horse.
Okay. Alright. After I do that, I'm just gonna start carving on my sternum sword. If, I know that, that took up most of the day, so that's just what I would do after while I'm waiting for Talavin to come.
Talavin would probably have already arrived, actually.
Okay.
Because by the time you all were working from the morning, so essentially it was from 9 until noon was the first saddle, and now it's about 6 or 7.
Oh, okay.
So I probably would have come as she was finishing the first saddle around noon.
Probably.
But I still was going to go shopping with Jen.
Okay. Whenever you come over to her, she stretches big. Her hair is just kind of billowing down her back as she just swishes it.
Wow, she's fucking
Well,
adorable.
it was about time. I didn't think you were ever going to take me.
I've just been sidetracked a little.
How sidetracked?
Not sidetracked enough to forget.
You're probably front-tracked and backtracked as well, but we're not going to really talk about that, are we? You see, Talal is actually holding 2 kind of bubbling vials. He shakes his head and just gives her this look, but then he hears this and he immediately puts them back and backs away. Waits for a second. Approaches and pours the pieces quickly. Backs up again.
And I just kind of look at her. I'm just kind of
Just sighs and he's like, you can't say things like that.
no, it's fine. It's fine.
She looks and just rolls her eyes. She goes over and kind of gives him a kiss on the back of the head as he goes back to working. She's like, I'll be safe, don't worry, I'll find all the things you're looking for.
And then,
She's
let's see.
Not that I have any, issues going like this. I think it'd probably be better if, I stayed in somewhat disguise.
What were you thinking?
Something a little bit less conspicuous, perhaps? And she takes a step, and actually as she takes this step, she gets down on all fours, and you watch her form change into that of a cat.
Oh.
This little this gray tortoiseshell cat. So
I have a weakness for gray tortoiseshell cats.
She looks over, just blinks at you, leaps up onto your shoulders, crouches there.
This will do. And I'm gonna say that I take my bag of holding with me. That has. I'm only gonna have the last crocodile hide that we killed. It's the 54 yards of hide. I'm gonna leave the manticore pelt and the manticore wings behind, but I will take the spikes, teeth, and the vials of blood that I have left, and then like the crocodile claws and teeth that I have left as well, and the 38 yards of crocodile scales as well that we agreed upon, and then that's it. And then I leave the rest of it kind of like hidden under the bed in case somebody snoopies in since we
under the bed. Yeah, since they probably wouldn't just fit under the bed.
Okay, fine. I put him.
Wrestle them under the bed.
No, I'm not gonna damage them. I'm just gonna kind of like put them in like the farthest corner, trying to make them not be seen-ish. A little bit, as much as I can.
Okay, roll a, if you were in the wild, it would be nature, but roll a performance check.
I mean, I don't want to like damage anything. Like I'm just trying to like put it somewhere.
Roll.
Oh, that's not very good. That's a. Oh, at least that's a 9. It's a performance. Oh, that's not very good. That is a 12.
12. They're not as well hidden as you wished. But you know, if you squint your eyes and tilt your head, maybe they'll mistake it for a lampshade.
It do what it do.
Lampshade in the corner of the room. You're just gonna go shopping.
So I have a key now too, don't I?
You both have keys. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna lock it because I don't have anything that'll. Yeah, I don't have anything that'll protect them, so I'm just gonna lock the door.
And you have a kitty.
And I have a kitty on my shoulder.
I have a kitty.
I got 2 kitties.
I have a kitty right here.
And then before I leave, I'll just ask Talel if he needs anything, so that I have a list from him as well.
Just the herbs that I requested before. Thank you.
Fuck. Hold on. Okay, I have that right here. It's the Tronia mineral and castor and Virgin's Bower, Virgin castor, yew, and mistletoe. I'm gonna put some extra. So I don't have to rewrite it. I'm just gonna.
It's just Trona.
Trona. Oh, you are such a. Okay. And I'm going to head out into town.
You head off into the city.
I remember when we first entered, there was the herbs and spices one lady right at the entrance. I'm gonna go there first. So I also brought my crystal, my obsidian crystal. And I just kind of slipped that into my pocket, which also holds my talisman, just so everybody is aware. I keep it in there for now.
Talavin's talisman.
Talavin's talisman. Yep.
You go out into the fresh, essentially morning. It's still morning. And morning air. Out past the shops, past the forges, you can see kind of off to the corner your cousin working. You make your way to the front stand where you see an older woman who's just kind of sitting there in this rocking chair, just back and forth, back and forth.
Oh, she's rocking. Okay, I thought. Oh, she's rocking or walking.
Rocking.
Okay.
Rocking.
And I'm just gonna kind of like step up and be like, "Good morning."
I see you suspiciously. Morning.
I noticed that you have a lot of herbs and spices here. I was intrigued to see what you had available. I'm so like my mom. Just like a side pause real quick. So my mom, whenever she goes somewhere to like spend money, she expects like a certain amount of like customer service. And so whenever she's like unappeased, she'll just fucking leave. Like she'll just get up from the middle of a restaurant and just fucking leave. I'm so like her, and I literally patronize her for doing this kind of shit, but I'm so like her. Back to D&D. It's just a funny story back to reality. Is this reality? Okay. I glance about. What do I see? Because if she's not going to help me and I don't know anything, I'm not buying anything.
Roll investigation check.
That is an 18.
18. You notice she does have some daisies. Some kind of wild daisies. She has some moss. Most of it, though, is just kind of dried, what look like baby's breath. It's hanging. A lot of it looks like dried baby's breath, dried wild grass. She has a cup of, you take a moment and smell it. It smells like a lemon balm. It's just eyeing you.
So she's like the button lady or the
Yeah, but except super unhelpful. Super unhelpful. Because the button lady was at least trying to sell me something. She's not trying to sell me anything. None of this is what he needs. So,
She stares blankly into space, off to her right-hand side, up in the sky.
I kind of gather up. So, curiously, the dried wild grass, can I use that as hay? Like, would that be like a good hay? Just curious, because like it's just kind of grass.
Make a nature check.
She ain't got no alfalfa or nothing. Come on, that's a tainted 20.
Tainted 20. This is the harsher stalks of grass.
Okay.
The ones that seem more like reeds, like dried reeds, and it could be functional, but it's not as good.
So, can I make another nature check and see if I know what any of these would be really good for?
Sure, go ahead.
My nature's like not good. That is a natural 20.
Nice. Get out my thing over here.
Because I don't want to spend my money here if I don't have to. But I might ask her a question in a minute. See if she actually is going to be helpful. She seems like one of those old ladies that just doesn't really give a shit in general.
The daisies can help reduce night sweats. If you brew it into a tea, it can be an antispasmodic. It can also be used for fever or spring tonic, wash chapped hands, or some kind of eye wash. It's kind of similar to chamomile.
Okay.
But it can also create allergic reactions, which is a little bit unpleasant.
Okay.
You would know that the lemon balm, dried or fresh, helps with fevers, menstruation, headaches, colds, insomnia. Could be used as a sedative. It could also be used for sores and tumors and insect bites.
You said headaches, sores, insect bites. You said something after headaches.
Colds.
Colds.
Like a head cold. If you're not feeling well, if you're feeling slightly under the weather.
Okay.
And then the baby's breath. helps sometimes with like people who are feeling ill or who have like different growths. But usually it's meant to help. It's more like good fortune and good favor, that kind of thing.
Like when burned.
Just when hung. It was like a sign of like innocence or everlasting love.
I don't need none of that. Ooh, don't need. No, don't. And then, like, what could I use this dried wild grass for if... Because it's not good hay.
I think the point of this store is that it's unhelpful.
It's tough.
Alright.
You could probably chew on the end of it. Look pretty cool.
I ain't trying to look that... I ain't trying to look like a farmer's daughter. I'm going to... So you said the lemon balm is, like, in a cup?
It's kind of in, almost like in a vase-like thing, but it's been plucked and cut. And it's just kind of been placed in this vase, in this bowl.
Okay. I'll ask her, so then I'll just kind of like point towards the lemon balm and be like, how much for some of your lemon balm?
How much?
And I'll say, okay, half of it.
8 silver.
Damn, I only have 4. That sucks. I will... Okay. I'll give her a gold... I'll give her a gold piece. So she should give me 2 silver back, right?
She takes it. Places 2 silver.
And then I'll be like, you wouldn't perchance have any mistletoe or yew?
Shakes her head.
Okay.
Goes back to staring off into space off to the right hand side. Stops her off.
Okay. Have a lovely day. I'm gonna turn and leave. Not feeling it. I look around. What else do I see that could possibly be helpful to me? Before I start going knocking on all the doors. That's not very good. 13.
You look around for probably the better part of an hour. Or no, it's a small town. Probably about 30 minutes or so. And you do find the places that actually Nora had mentioned before, these kind of opposing places. One of them being the unicorn's artifacts and relics and Fenari's oddities.
Okay.
They're on opposite sides of the street corner. You pass them on your way to the cart.
Okay.
Closed in.
So I have written in my little map here. I don't remember what I put that G there for. So there's 2 stands, there's 2 stores, and then there's 2 other, 2 general stores across from the herbs and spices lady. Okay, honestly, I don't even know. I probably didn't even look around. I probably just walked across the street and walked to the first general store. I'm just going to visit all the stores today.
Alright, you go into that first store and you see human, young, maybe 14 or 15. It looks like he's kind of stalking some of the shelves, balancing these different cans precariously. You know, the slightest movement or the slightest slam will probably topple all of these. But he's carefully placing them, goes on to the next, stacks them, goes on to the next.
I'm not going to disturb him because I do not want him to fuck up. So I'm just going to peruse. Do I find anything? What do I find in this general store?
There are some goods that have been canned or jarred. Some of them you can identify as being, plant life at some point. Although the liquid is a little bit of an interesting color, probably due to the pickling process.
Okay.
You see that there are a few bags of grain. You do see some flour. You see some bundles of these brown almost parcels, maybe 6 or so inches wide, 3 inches deep, maybe an extra 2 inches.
And what?
As you kind of peek inside, it is sugar cubes.
I'm gonna go ahead and just pick one of those up.
To buy all of them.
Oh, look, I can't be carrying around that much shit, okay? That's a lot. How big are they? You said like...
It's about 6 inches by 3 inches by 2 inches. And they're wrapped in these brown satchels.
So about how many are in there? Could I maybe estimate, guess?
I mean, if each one is like 1.5 centimeters.
A lot?
Decent.
Okay, then I'm just gonna get one. What else is in there?
Not a whole lot extra. You do see that there is a place for like cured meats. Things hanging nearby. They don't have a foul smell or anything to them, which for once is very pleasant.
Facts. What about like any kind of like salt, pepper, stuff like that?
You do see some jars of salt.
Only salt?
You don't see anything for them.
Any other spices around?
No, you don't see any other spices nearby.
Okay. I'm going to pick up a bag of... What kind of grain is it? Is it like corn, wheat, or like a mixture? Wheat? I'm going to pick up a bag of... I know she already got some flour, but just in case. I'm going to pick up a bag of flour, a bag of wheat, one of the bundles of sugar, some salt. Is there like a counter space?
Yeah, there's counter space.
And I'm just going to like set it down there and then kind of peruse over to the cured meats. What's there?
You do see beef. So several nice looking slabs of beef.
Cured, like dried out beef, or like gotta cook it?
You see what is presented is 2 cured. Essentially, they're halves. They're an entire half of a cow. So 2 halves have been dried and cured and are hanging up. But there is a sign nearby that says "Ask for fresh."
Well, no, I'm not looking for fresh. Like, I'm looking for something I can pack away. That will last. Is there just beef, or is there anything else?
Here is just beef.
Okay. Is he still like over there busy bees?
Yes. For about 10 more seconds, and then you hear it's clattering sound here. Oh.
And then I'm gonna kind of like, hey, do you need some help over there?
No, thank you. I'm just trying to gather things, like things together, and I might have stacked it too high.
It'd probably be better if you didn't stack it just one on top of the other, if you made more of a base. And stacked it more like a pyramid, instead of just straight up.
A what?
Triangle shape.
Triangle. What's a pyramid?
I'll try that. Yeah, thank you.
As he's like turning back, I'm just gonna kind of be like, what do I say? I'm just gonna be like, this meat over here, how much for a few pounds?
He's an awkward teenager.
I'm just helping my dad. He kind of goes over, eyes you a little bit interestingly, and goes over, looks at one. Yeah, how much do you want?
So is it like mostly dried out?
Yes.
Okay. DM, quick question, because I'm still not totally sure. How much meat would you say per se would like a traveler eat in a day, like on the road?
You'd probably to be on the safe side, if you're buying for everybody, if you get it in rations. It depends how much you eat of it, honestly, but you probably need at least 5 pounds to be safe.
Okay, because I mean, I'm also thinking Zoom and Adriel are hunting right now, but like if they don't get anything, I'm gonna go with 3 pounds. Just so it doesn't look like I wasn't believing in them, but I have some just in case.
Okay. He nods and he's like, I could try and use the knife. Goes over, pulls out this wicked looking blade. But cut this right. He begins to grab the blade and starts pulling it towards
I'm like, wait. I don't think that's not safe to point the blade.
It's fine. And actually, the meat is starting to peel away and it. No, don't worry. I got this. And he begins sawing it.
Yeah.
Yes, never cut towards
Never cut towards you.
Never.
And I'm just kind of watching this like.
It cuts. He kind of slices his chest. Just a smidge. It just barely penetrates the skin, and the meat falls on the floor. He takes his shirt and just kind of begins bundling it up near the cut. Grabs the meat, which he does have some of his own blood on his hands. He grabs the meat. Here you go.
Prestidigitation.
It's fine.
Okay, and then I take it and I put it on top of the rest of the stuff that I'm about to buy. I have some moss, right? Still.
You didn't really bring your medical pack with you.
I mean, I just kind of brought all my things with me, but
You have your scimitars?
Yeah, no, like I never took any of my stuff off that from earlier in the day. I just went to the room, got gin, and left. Well, plus I got my bag of holding, but that was the only thing that I technically didn't have on me. So technically, I do, because I didn't take anything off, and I'm just gonna kind of like pull out some moss and start like pressing it against his, and I'd be like, hold that on there, and it will eventually stop bleeding. Should you go get your dad to ring me out? Because I feel like maybe you need to go take care of that.
I got it. Goes over. Begins counting.
Never coming back in here again. She thinks to herself. She's like, dear God, I'm going to get this kid killed if I try to come back in here again.
That's 6 gold, 9 silver.
I'm going to hand him 7 gold and I'll be like, keep the change as I gather my stuff and
What
go.
does that mean?
Take care of yourself, kid. And I leave.
He waves, pulling the moss away. Bye.
Ooh, Lordy day.
Yeah. For brevity's sake, if you're looking for something specific, go ahead and let me know. If not, well, we can go ahead.
I'm trying to find some place that has herbs and spices.
You'd probably need to go to one of the other, not a general store. You're probably going to want to go to the Unicorns, Artifacts, and Relics, or Finnary's Oddities.
Well, I wanted to go into one of the 2 general stores, so I learned my lesson, not going in there again. I did want a few things, but now I'll go to the unicorn one, because I like unicorns.
Cool.
What's it called? Unicorn what?
The Unicorns, Artifacts, and Relics.
Unicorns, artifacts, and relics. Okay. right before I walk in, I'm gonna turn to Jen and be like, if you see anything that you need, just, I don't know, let me know somehow. Like, give me a tap or something. Yeah, just give me like a little like knead on the shoulder or something.
Kneads into your shoulder.
Okay. And I just kind of nod. But then I also tell him, like, if you need to speak to me, let meow, and I can link with you and we can speak.
Why don't you go ahead and do that?
I don't want to yet, because I don't want to be like concentrating on that and something else yet. Okay, and I walk in. Okay, and I'll link with her because she's meowing consistently. I link with her as I go in. I'm like, yes.
Oh no, I just wanted to see how you were going to do this. This is odd. You can talk through your head. This is amazing. You look perturbed. What's wrong?
I'm kind of chuckling under my breath. I'm just kind of like shaking my head and chuckling. I'm like, well, if you need anything, just say so. And I walk in. I won't break the link. I'll just keep the link, I guess. Now that it's already there. Too late.
There's so many fascinating things when it comes to your different societies. Everything's so much larger here.
Well, we are a bit, larger.
As soon as you go in, she sees one of the shelves and leaps off of your shoulder onto one of the shelves. Just begins looking around.
And I leave it, and I'm like, don't break anything that I can't afford, please.
She puts her paw near what looks like a small statue. She looks like, what are you going to do if I do?
I'm gonna leave you here and run the other way.
Closer to the edge. What happens if I just let it slip?
I run up and I like grab it and I'm like, let's not find out.
You touched it. Now it's yours. That's what the sign says. I can't read.
What the fuck? What do you mean then? What does the sign say?
It says you touch it, you take it. On a shelf just below it.
I put it back immediately.
You hear a female voice come like, what are you doing? You touched it. You take it.
Would you rather me leave it and break it?
I'd rather you pay for it. As this older, kind of heavier set woman comes down the stairs. She's wearing this tiara-like device, which does have a unicorn horn on it. Not a real unicorn horn.
I definitely walked into the wrong fucking store. I can already tell.
A fake unicorn horn. She has wisps of gray in her, what used to be her blonde hair. A little bit heavier set. She's wearing, it looks like it probably was white and has just been partially tried to tie-dye it into some form of pink. Probably been brewed with some kind of like rose or... It looks like this really awkward faded shade of pink.
Yikes.
That is more pronounced in some areas than others. She walks forward. She says, to Jen, and she kind of gives this little playful, just acts all cute, and leaps back onto your shoulder. You can hear Jen sniffing, like, that topic is your attention. Now you can ask her for something that you want.
Oh. I'm curious.
What will take it? Yes? What do pay? That brings good fortune, good luck.
Well, I have all the luck I need with my, and I give Jen like a scratch, my cat here.
You touch, you take. It's on this sign.
I could leave and not come back and give, what's the other one's name real quick? Because you said it, but I haven't written it down yet. I'm sorry. Nora, what's the other one?
Fairlorn's Oddities?
Is that, how do you spell that?
I don't know. Was it Oddities?
You have some oddities.
Artifacts.
No, this one was the artifact ones.
Oddities. Oh.
I could just go across the street and give somebody else my business. I heard you all have quite the rival. I'm sure he'd love to take my gold and platinum coins from me.
Make a persuasion roll.
Oh.
Oh, my persuasion is not all that. No, that's only a 13.
She looks like, I do not need customers coming in and touching everything. There is a sign. It says, you touch, you take.
How about if I promise not to touch anything else? Anything that I do touch from this point on, I will buy.
Make another persuasion roll.
Careful.
I'm not going to touch anything. I'm keeping my hands in my pockets. Persuasion. That's a 17.
The eyes you
Oh wait, it was a disadvantage.
kind of snatches back the
No, she's at
statue
advantage.
and pushes past you, puts it back on the shelf.
Oh no, I put it back. The second Jen said you touch, you keep, I put it back immediately. I'm not holding it anymore.
She did.
Oh. He just kind of looks, readjusts it on the shelf. You touch, you take.
I nod.
Walks back.
Oof.
Grab the store.
Okay, first I'm going to take a look around, keeping very away from all things that are all of it, and I'm just gonna look.
There are a lot of statues and
Okay.
a lot of stones here.
Crystal kind of stones?
Stones.
Just rocks? Huh?
You need to investigate them.
Well, that's what I was trying to do, but you didn't say so. I didn't want to presume. Oh, it's only a 9. I don't know what they are.
9. Most of them have been, some adhesive has been applied to most of them for them to be able to stand on slabs of wood, bases, statue-esque,
No.
bookends.
Okay.
Some of them look nice. Some of them look like they were just split open. The outside is still a little bit muddied.
Okay. Does she seem to have any, so it says artifacts and relics. Does she have anything that looks like a weapon, bags, scrolls, books, potions, herbs, and spices? That's what I'm looking for.
That's a lot. A lot of
I know, I'm sorry.
She does have a few weapons. 2 very old-looking swords. One of them is a great sword, and the other is just a long sword. It is behind glass. So, essentially, the moment you come in, the counter is off to the right-hand side. There's just kind of this swooping wall of just all of these different statues, all of these different stones and rocks. And then off to your right, there's shelves of all of these totems, carvings. Further back, kind of where she waddled off to, was the great sword and the long sword. You do not see any herbs, per se, but you do see the weapons.
I not see anything worth my time here. My God. Shit. Okay, well I'm gonna. Where is she? Is she just like in the back fiddling with something?
Yeah, she went in. There's a chair in the back. She's sitting in.
I'm gonna walk up to her and I'm gonna be like, I'm looking for a particular mineral I was hoping you might have.
What is it?
You said it's Trona mineral, is that what you said, Madison?
Trona, yes.
Yeah. I'm looking for the Trona mineral.
It is not the Trona mineral. It is just Trona. You are looking for Trona.
Yes, I am.
She pushes herself up, walks around the counter to part of the wall is actually the shelves are actually embedded with drawers behind the counter, which you didn't notice before. And she takes a moment, pulls one out, pulls out another, rummages through one, rummages through another, and she does pull out this rock, this kind of it's kind of almost like a very pale yellow kind of color. Looks very similar to some kind of sandstone, but you can definitely tell it's crystal-like. You cannot see through it. It is not. It is opaque. It is not clear. She takes it. Trona.
Yes, how much for that?
Sets it on the table.
I do not touch it, but I am asking how much.
37.
37. Sorry. Okay. All right. Well, no, that didn't happen. I was just. Sophia thought she heard wrong, but then she realized she probably didn't. Fucking gosh, shit, damn it. I nod and I pull out 3 platinum and I give her 7 gold.
She takes it, eyes widen as you place the platinum on the table. And with a quick, this gliding motion with her hand, takes it, puts it in her coin purse.
And then I reach out and I take the mineral and I put it in my bag of holding.
She first, before you do that, she does wrap it.
Okay, that's good. That's nice.
She has this cloth bag that she places it in, tightens the top, and gives it to you. So Talavin did write down what he needed, the different herbs that he needed. And I'm gonna like slide the paper across the table and I'll be like, you helped me out with one of these items. I was wondering if you could help me out with these others. Right. Too small. She goes behind the counter, leans down, grabs this ball that is flat. So it's kind of like a spherical on the top, and it's flat on one
She has
side.
a giant...
On the paper.
I'm literally dead.
Scoots it to the front. So you're squinting, backs away. She rolls it over. I don't have any of these. I just have Trona. You want more Trona? I get you more Trona.
No, I think this is more than enough. It is much appreciated.
You hear Jen.
She's still linked with me.
Yeah. No, that's just what she does.
Oh, okay. So, okay. And then, so I'll take back I don't touch the magnifying glass that she has. Does she take it away from my slip of paper?
She does. She slides it off.
And I just take my slip of paper back, put it back in my pocket.
What else?
You wouldn't happen to know anyone in town that would be interested in trading anything or buying? I have a bit of a manticore that I killed, that my group killed. I don't know if anybody would be interested in trading or buying parts of it.
I might be interested in such parts, depending on the condition of them.
Well, I have 12 intact manticore spikes. I have several teeth, and I have a few slightly older vials of blood that are not in pristine condition, because I'm being honest with her. And then I have a bit of crocodile hide and scales as well, if you were interested. I know that's not...
In crocodile. Manticore. Let me see.
I'll take out the spikes. I won't take out all of them. I take out like 3 or 4. And then I like take out like a handful of the teeth. And I set them down. I take out one of the vials of blood because they're kind of all the same. Just so she can like look at what I have. Without taking all that shit out.
She doesn't touch any of them. But gets very...
Understandable.
Keeping her hands behind her back. Eyes looking
Was this where I was?
65 gold knuckle.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. So 7, 455. Did he pay that dwarf that he paid 455 gold for 7 spikes? Does that sound right? 65 gold a spike?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to hold on. 65 gold.
How much?
The spikes we are selling for 65 a gold pieces per spike. And then the teeth are 20 gold a tooth. And if you want some of the blood, I will lower it down since it is less. We're asking 20 gold per vial.
I will take 3 of each.
Damn, that was easy. She thinks that in her head, like, she's like, that was actually really Sophia being like, oh, what?
Yeah.
Madison did not just resist me? Okay,
Gold.
3 spikes.
Reaches back into her luggage, grabs out the platinum.
Okay. So she's taking 3 spikes, 3 teeth, and 3 vials of blood?
Yes.
And I said 20 for that, and I said 20 for the teeth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Teeth.
She takes
gold.
the spike and looks, and she's like, I will carve into beautiful photo. Her eyes gleam for a moment.
Yikes.
She sets it back down.
195. I can't do math. 60 and 60. So I put back what I don't need, but I take the 3 spikes, the 3 teeth, and the 3 vials, just like 1, 2, 3, set it out in front of her, and I put the rest back.
She hands you the gold,
I take it.
which comes out to
315.
so I try to do mental math.
Nice.
Calculator on the phone. No mental math for me.
Let me go to my abacus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just as like a side note for everybody, I give 100. I split it 3 ways, and it's 105 for Zoom, 105 for Nora, and 105 for me. Gold pieces.
Really?
Yes, because we all killed it. I mean, I killed it, but
Well, that's nice.
so I have 100, 1,000.
I won't resist.
8, 905 plus 105. That's 110. Okay,
So
that is way.
108.
No, 105. It's 105.
Okay, good. Okay. Do you go to the next door then?
Yeah, I'll probably go across the street and see what he has as well, and then I'll head towards you. Okay. How late is it?
Huh?
How late is it technically?
It is not yet noon.
Okay. Okay.
You perused around.
Okay.
So it's approaching noon, but not quite noon yet.
Okay. And I'm gonna link with Jen real quick as she's like counting out this gold, and be like, "Do you see anything in here that you might need, or Talel, or Spice?"
I don't think so. Very odd, all of these fruit relics.
Yes, very
What happened to some of them?
unique.
Wonder if they're deities.
Well, let's try to keep the deity worshipping to a minimum. I think we already have enough. I definitely have enough already in my head.
What? What's that mean? Your voices? I've always wanted to talk to somebody who listen to the voice in their head. Which technically doesn't. Oh, me talking in your head. I'm one of your voices.
I just kind of chuckle under my breath.
Well, absolutely marvelous. I didn't think she was going to mess up so much coin. And you all use these. She begins playing with one of the gold pieces. You all use these for trade. This is fascinating. See, we work in more practical matters. And she circles it. She's been circling the coins and paws it
I wish it was that easy.
You can't eat this.
No, but it can buy you something you can eat. If you have enough of it.
That's the problem, isn't it? If no one says she begins playing with it again, if no one's selling it, if there's no one to sell, then how are you going to eat?
Better kill something yourself. She what?
She just rolls on her back onto the coin. She's just looking up at both of you.
I'm just gonna kind of...
I'm kind of convincing, aren't I?
Positively adorable.
Positively.
I'm supposed to be ferocious. Until Elva told me that I'm ferocious, but anyway. I suppose adorable would work too.
I'm sure you can be ferocious at other things.
She rolls back over and stretches. Sits. How long is this going to take?
We just have one more store we can go to. Is she done like counting out her money and stuff and like gathering the stuff?
At this point, she's finished counting out the money and she gives it back to you. And she says she's going to create a lovely totem out of this one. Jen leaps back onto your shoulders, purrs.
Well, I appreciate your help today.
She's just transfixed. I must make. And she takes out a blade and begins carving into the spike.
And I start heading out the door, and as I leave, I'm like, enjoy. And I leave, and I walk across the street to the other one, which is called...
You walk across the street, enter the next area, and already, the moment you take a step in, your nose is just filled with spices and herbs. You can almost taste it in the air.
Yes. What is it called, Madison?
Huh?
What is it called? And we have to pause.
Berries oddity. All sorts of scents just kind of hit you simultaneously. It's hard to differentiate one from another, but you instantly just see columns, just row after row after row of dried herbs and spices. You see shelves of jars which have different flowers on the inside, almost like its own little terrarium. Just shelf after shelf after shelf. And
I kind of like, I smile a little bit.
At the far end, opposite of the door, you see a desk.
Okay. I'm going to walk slowly towards the desk, investigating everything that I can see, seeing what I know.
There are so many plants here, it's hard to track. Some of them you recognize as healing herbs. Some of the larger jars down at the bottom look like they have dried yarrow. Just the entire thing is just filled to the brim with stem after stem of yarrow. You can see there is a collection of roots in another. Just everywhere.
Okay. Overwhelmed with all this great shit. Okay, so I'm just going to walk to the back. Is there anybody back there?
There is. Actually, sitting at the desk, there is a middle-aged gentleman. He has dark brown hair with little wisps of white on his sideburns. He has a little bit of facial hair. These kind of pale green eyes. His features, he does have some crow's feet gathered at the corners of his eyes. His face has seen some weathering. He currently is reading through a book or a tome of sorts.
Ooh.
Glasses perched on his nose. He is currently sitting, so it's kind of hard to tell like how tall he is, but he seems well put together.
Okay.
He's currently wearing a red shirt. It kind of has a little bit of a puff to the sleeves, but it does button down. He's wearing a black vest and kind of these dark black pants.
I kind of just like walk up.
He finishes reading his sentence, places a finger, glances over, looks at you over the spectacles on his nose, looks back.
Good afternoon.
Grabs a bundle of leaves, actually, what look like pressed flowers, and places them into the book.
Oh, that's so cute.
Sets them on the table, and he stands. He's probably, you're about eye to eye with this gentleman. He has a little bit of a hunch, slightly, to his spine, but you get the feeling that he's probably did something else before that created this hunch.
As I walk up, as he stands, I'm just like, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Um,
Glasses. Places them under the counter. What can I help you with?
actually, I have a list of herbs and spices that I would love to gather here, as well as peruse your... What's like a good word for like a lot? That's not like a lot.
Wares?
Yeah, just like your collection of wares here.
Come to the right place. He takes the list. Just looks through. I do have these. How much are you looking to purchase?
Does Jen say anything in my head? Because I'm not really sure how much I need. No? Okay.
She doesn't say anything. You didn't ask her.
Okay, well, I'm just wondering if maybe she would. I'm going to say...
Leaps down onto the counter, takes a couple steps, and purrs. Her cap is beautiful.
Thank you.
Strokes her nose, her tail twitches.
She is, she's special.
Certainly believe that. Looking to purchase.
Do you sell by bundles, or how do you...
He actually points in on a chalk scrawled
Okay.
board. Actually are the prices. So there is vial, there is jar, there is bundle, and then there's pack.
Okay.
And so essentially each one, as you were investigating and looking around, each one has a number, and essentially that number corresponds with how many gold pieces or silver, copper, whatever it was, per essentially a certain amount. So each one was measured in jar.
Okay.
And any more than that would be increased exponentially.
Okay. How much would it cost me for a jar of each of these items?
A jar?
Yes.
Let me look. He shuffles around, and everything is alphabetized.
So I'm looking for, yeah, castor, bower, yew, and mistletoe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but those are the things that Talel told you to retrieve, as these would most likely be the most useful. He sips through, goes immediately to castor, and he has the plants. It's in a medium-sized jar, probably what would be about the size of a large pickle jar. And takes it, shuffles it, and then he points to another, which is just the seeds. Which one does not indicate on your paper?
Yeah, is he pointing to, you said castor?
He's pointing to castor.
So technically he said he wanted virgin castor and castor. So I'm assuming that means he kind of wants some of both. How much? Okay, I'll take a jar of each. I'm about to spend
Can you
so
ask
much.
Jen?
I mean,
I'm not there. Whoops.
So I kind of look at Jen and I'm like, would you know how much or what he would need? How much of this he would need?
Her pupils are currently dilated as she's rubbing against one particular plant. This is amazing.
No, it's catnip.
Have I smelled something so wonderful? What was your question? Something about as much as you can. Wow, this smells wonderful.
I'm just gonna look back and be like, a jar of each, please.
Very sets it on one of the parts of the ends of the shelves and begins filling up the jars with this, begins stuffing it.
So it technically on the list it says castor, virgin's bower, virgin's castor, yew, and mistletoe. Is what it says on there.
It should be virgin's bower, castor, mistletoe, and yew.
I think he said Virgin's Castor is better.
Yeah, I think he said Virgin's Castor was better, but he said it was okay for either one.
He said seeds. He said castor seeds are better.
Okay. Oh, well, I got both, so it is what it is.
Like, these will run you 1 gold apiece for the jar. As he points to the castor seeds, and he points to the flowers, like, those will run you about 3 silver.
Okay.
Okay, I have a question.
Yep.
It's not, I know I'm not there, and it's kind of like a metagaming question. But gosh darn it, you made them have the same accent. It makes me think that the rival store owners are married. Are they married? They both have the same accent. I know I'm not there, but...
You're not there.
I know, but I want to know.
DM, are they married?
You don't know.
I know.
Do I see a ring on his hand? I mean, not that...
I'm not there, but I really want to know.
Ooh, that's a good one, too. I can't believe I just rolled that good for that. That's a 24.
No, there's no ring on his finger.
Okay. That would have been
But
really
she's
funny.
considerably older, though.
He was older.
He wasn't that much older. Like, she had gray hair. He has, like, gray
He
sideburns.
has a hunch. That comes from years and years of
I mean,
children toiling.
No, not always. It doesn't have to be years and years. I'm hunched, and I'm only 26.
Okay, I'm sorry. I know it's metagame. I had to ask because they have the same accent and they're about the same age.
She did that to you.
Okay, I'm done. I'll be quiet now.
Very good. And so he puts the jars and he goes on to the next. He goes to mistletoe next. He has the stalks of mistletoe with the flowers. Like, this in jar will run you 3 silver pieces.
I nod.
Shoves it into the jar, screws it tight. Up to Bower, walks down to the very end, down another one of the aisles. Places it on the shelf. Takes it. It's again kind of in a larger. This one's in a larger jar as he. Just been shoving it into the next jar. This will run you a single silver piece. Puts it away. And are you looking for ground you? Just the seeds, the nettles. What are you looking for? As he's walking down to the final area and sits on the ground, sets it down, pulls out 3 large.
I'll take a jar of each. So you said it was, so like ground you?
Yeah, there's ground, the nettles, and the seeds.
Okay.
Are you doing the math?
Well, she hasn't told me how much these 3 are worth.
Oh, I see.
Like the ground, you have to go through particular drying process, so this is actually 5 silver per jar. The nettles, easy, probably give you single silver or 8 copper. You're buying a lot, so maybe we throw in discounts. Seeds. He pours and these run you 4 silver He sets it in this wooden tray. That's all.
Do you have any peppermint?
Of course I do.
I would like, how much for a bundle and how much for a pack of peppermint?
A pack of peppermint, it is around winter time, so I would say 2 gold for a pack.
I'll take a pack.
That'd be good.
You said 2 gold? Sorry, I like.
Yeah.
He shuffles over to the mint, and you can see he has a large jar. As he fishes it out, takes it.
Okay.
He's like, this is part of our fresh. Did you want fresh or dry?
Will the dried or the fresh last me longer? Like, keep longer?
You can dry this. It was, smells. You don't dry this in a couple of days or so.
I'll take dried.
Might not taste great though. Okay. Shoves it back. He takes out a vial and puts the fresh mint in. Packs it. Fresh mint always better for tea. Takes the tray, scoots it down one, pulls it out, and it's almost like the mint has been pulverized into a fine powder. And he takes it and he undoes the top, and the moment you see him lift off the lid, there's just the smell of mint, this fresh mint. And he actually has this like little shovel, this little scooper, and he actually begins kind of scooping it into the larger jar.
It's
Actually,
like mint
yeah,
matcha.
yeah, here we go. It fills all the way up, and he closes.
So I got some dried.
Sets it.
I'm actually going to take a jar of that fresh peppermint as well, if that's okay with you.
That I will. Scoops it over. Also puts that in there. Like the fresh mint will, the dried mint. Let's see, that'll probably, well, it doesn't take that much to dry, so this much will put you at a gold and 3 silver.
For the-
fresh is more expensive.
So you said the dry. How much for the dried? You said sorry.
A gold and 3 silver for the dried. But the fresh is more expensive.
One gold, 3. And then how much for the jar of fresh mint?
He put that at 2 gold pieces, I think.
Well, that was for the pack.
Yeah.
I just wanted a jar of fresh mint.
Oh, you wanted a jar. Then it would be 7 silver.
Do you have any cinnamon?
What, the bark? Or the ground?
Ground. Can I get a jar of ground cinnamon?
This is getting heavy. Reaches up, grabs a jar, pours it into another. Very careful. Seals it. It's back on the shelf. And cinnamon, because it is ground and not in the bark form, will actually run you a gold piece and 1 silver.
He said 1 gold, 1 silver, or 8 gold and 1 silver.
One gold. 1 gold, 1 silver.
So DM,
It takes a while to harvest and grind and design powder.
what herbs do I need to be looking for, like healing herbs to like replenish like my stocks?
You would
Like,
probably need the yarrow. You would probably need some of the root that you saw, burdock root. You would probably need. There's one that I remembered and I forgot. Because you had some that were in Zoom's pack. Do you remember what was in his bundle of herbs that he gave you? It should be at the very beginning of your notes. He had a whole list of herbs.
oh no!
crocodile. So
Yeah.
that would be before?
That would be after. Okay. He gave me... He had yarrow, cayenne, and a comfrey poultice. Oh no, it was yarrow, cayenne, and comfrey, and he was chewing it into a poultice or something, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you would need to replenish those.
Okay, so burdock. Hold on. Caillou! I'm sorry. That was cayenne and comfrey and moss.
You would also recommend some garlic.
To keep away the vampires.
Keep away the vampires. Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'd recommend some garlic.
Some catnip for Jen. Just kidding.
She might want some catnip now.
I guess I could.
And then, you would probably also remember about milk thistle. You probably want to get some milk thistle while you're here. Elm.
Yeah, I was gonna say that elm bark.
Yeah, the elm bark. Yeah, milk thistle. Some prairie clover. And one other one. And calla lily. Wild calla lily.
I'm not sure how you spell calla lily.
Wild calla.
Hopefully I fucking spelled that correctly, because let me see if I know of anything else.
Each one of these, whenever you ask him, essentially, how much would you ask for each one? A jar each.
Okay, so yeah, I want a jar of milk. So like moss, would that? I want okay.
You have not seen moss in his collection.
What about bandages? Like cloth bandages?
You do not see any cloth bandages here.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just gonna put like a X here and an X here.
And then you would also want to get some lavender.
I actually have that written down. I was gonna say that.
Yeah, lavender and eucalyptus.
Eucalyptus. I can't fucking spell to save my life. Okay, so I'm gonna say that I want a bundle of the comfrey, cayenne, yarrow, and burdock root, and then I want a jar of everything else.
The overall total, by the time you calculate everything, is going to be an additional 20 gold.
Bundle, and then I got a jar. Wait, I got a bundle of the comfrey and so I pull out 32 gold, and then I ask how much for just a little bit of the catnip as well. Just like a little.
Jen is asleep now on her side. And actually... No, she's not. Wait. Let me double check something.
But she about to fall asleep, fucking turn into a damn sprite, I'm gonna be pissed.
Oh no.
Yeah. You come back and there is no longer a cat.
No!
So is he still rummaging around for the stuff that I asked?
You were with him the whole
Oh, because I personally was just standing next to the table, but if I follow him around, that's fine.
Yeah, you're looking at all of the different things. Like, as he goes, he has questions, and instead of going all the way back, you follow him, and he shows you all of the different things. And
is he following behind me, or am I following behind him towards the door?
You're following behind him.
Oh, fuck.
But you didn't... Did she already see?
Does he see this, or can I just kind of scoop her up real quick?
You both kind of see this simultaneously. As he sets
well, that's not your fault. That's Jen's fault.
Crate of all of these
I know, but I should have been paying attention.
Onto this counter.
As we're walking back, and I'm asking him about catnip.
Yeah. Doesn't say anything. Just kind of nods.
Okay, and I just kind of like.
That's
Shit.
not a cat. He walks around and just begins tallying up the amount.
I kind of like set her like kind of like in the crook of like where my hood is /
She is out.
Yeah, so like she's just kind of like I have her tucked into my hood so that if she were to fall, she'd fall backward into my hood, but
the moment you touch her, she stirs and opens her eyes. She's like, that's just some really great. Oh dear.
As I'm like picking her up and just kind of like.
No, you don't even have a chance to pick her up.
Oh God.
As you touch her to do that, she kind of gets out and is like, nope. Looks back to the store owner and he looks over. Continues tallying. She takes a moment. That's never happened before. I didn't think that it was going to have such an effect on me. Apologies, didn't mean to fall asleep on your counter. Like, it happens all the time. For different reasons. Don't worry. Like, you ought to be more careful with your friend. You ought to be more careful looking after this one you're going to deal with. Wandering around. Lots of bleeding suppressors here. Probably dangerous. Pointing to you. She's like, duly noted. Thank you.
Thanks.
Anyway, I feel like you were trying to ask me a question, and I was completely out of it. What's going on?
It's fine, I handled it.
She flies over and begins kind of looking in some of the jars. She's like, you might need a little bit more of some of these. She looks. Just throwing it out there.
Why don't we come back tomorrow and I'll get some more. And we can ask Talil how much he needs exactly so I don't have to keep bothering this poor gentleman.
It is fine. Used to. Mostly people come in here want to know if they can smoke something. They can. I keep it for myself. Finishes tallying, takes your money, and pushes all these jars towards you. How are you going to carry all of these?
Will it fit into my bag of holding?
You watch it as you just jar by jar by jar. That is very impressive. I haven't seen one of those in a while.
It is my favorite accessory, for sure.
It is a little ugly. But
Well.
it is useful.
Yeah, it's more useful. It's not really meant for show, I guess. Okay, let me subtract 32 gold off of here real quick.
Takes this book, sits back down. If there is anything else you need, come back. We've got back in teeth in there. You take care of you. Opens the book, places his spectacles back on his nose, takes out the bundle of herbs, sets it to the side, and continues reading.
And I kind of went, I'm like, thank you for your help as we leave. Is Jen flying behind me, or?
She rolls her shoulders once more and goes back as a cat.
Okay, good.
And leaps onto your shoulder.
Okay. Goody gumdrops. We're gonna head back, and I'll link with her again so that I'm not just like talking to a cat. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna drop you and all of this off, and then I'm going to go see Nora for a little while.
Sounds very good. encountered. What did you call it?
Catnip.
Catnip. Interesting. Well, he seemed to be a very pleasant gentleman, at the very least. I didn't sense any ill will whenever he stroked my nose.
He was quite helpful. I did appreciate that.